and welcome back to Together We Pause with me, Faye.
And me, Helen. It's time to grab a cuppa because we're starting off with the celebrity facelifts, which is my
I feel
current
underprepared
obsession.
because I do not have the facelift obsession, so I'm here to learn. What happened in the world of facelifts?
So Anne Hathaway's new face is amazing. So there's this new wave of
she looked amazing before the new face.
It's like there's something that celebrities are having. Have you seen Kris Kardashian? That's the mum, isn't it?
Is it?
I think so.
I know nothing about
Mama
Kardashian.
She's also had the same facelift.
Right.
And basically, I'm not quite sure how they're doing it, but you know some facelifts, it's like they stretch your face and they make your mouth almost really wide. With Anne Hathaway and Mama Kardashian, they look so, I was about to swear, but I know I'm not allowed to do that on this podcast.
I've just had a word with her about that.
I know. I'm so sorry. They look amazing. And if you have not looked, please pause this Together We Pause.
Or listen to the end.
Or listen to the end. Maybe we could add like a picture in. But they look amazing.
Do they look like them?
They look like them, frozen in time. So Mama Kardashian...
you talk about her like you know her and she's from your local Italian.
She is. She's had a number of facelifts anyway, but so this is just her most recent facelift. She's had about 3 or 4. But there's something that they're doing, which basically sometimes when you get a facelift, your hairline kind of moves back a little bit, because obviously they're just stretching your face to like pick it up, make it tighter. But they are doing something that means that your face proportions are staying the same,
right?
But particularly your chin is really, and your neck,
so everything's
really
just a little taller.
Yeah, they are looking amazing, and I would encourage you, Faye, and anyone listening at home to just have a look at it.
We're not just a bit annoyed by them doing this, though.
I am a little bit in awe of it, I have to say. As you know, I would love a neck lift. And at some point I'll have one and we'll document it. Josh, who's behind the camera, will come with me to my surgeon, and I probably would never have a proper neck lift. There are lots of other things that you can do.
You'd let someone at your neck with a knife?
Well, there are lots of other things that you can do before you get to neck lift stage.
Okay.
I'm smiling at the camera because Josh is laughing behind the camera. He's like, I'm all in. Of course I'll come and watch you do a neck lift.
Okay.
It's because...
I'll hold your hand.
Yeah, you can hold my hand. It's because on my mum's side, there is a history of like baggy turkey neck. And so the reason I think Oh, you're very sweet. That's so funny. Oh, House. Oh, you're very sweet. like there was any sentiment.
You don't know what I was going to say. It's bloody awful.
Look at that awful turkey
neck. Your neck out.
I think it's because I see my future in it.
Right. Okay. So because we all become our mother.
Of course we do. And it's like, what am I doing to prevent the turkey neck?
Ooh, okay.
At the moment, it's just like a firming cream. But there are lots of things that you can do.
Okay.
But Anne Hathaway and...
You're all over this, aren't you? All right. Well, I will go and look.
Go and look.
But I don't think it's going to make me want a facelift.
No,
because
it doesn't
quite
make
frankly,
me want a facelift.
Someone coming at me with... Also, what if it goes wrong? Everyone sees your face.
I know.
So I would have rather just looked a bit old.
But it raises the question, which we've talked about before, about like aging gracefully. And I actually don't want anything done to my face.
No.
I would just like a slightly tighter neck.
Yeah, okay.
And actually, it's just really interesting.
Manifesting.
I'm going to be doing all that yoga, like that yoga neck stuff. And it's just a really interesting.
Yeah.
Is it that they feel the pressure to change their faces?
Oh, I would think it's horrific in Hollywood.
Oh, is it that they actually are doing it for themselves? And we've talked about this previously, haven't we? And I was just like, it is so interesting to me that they are showcasing their faces. But even Brad Pitt's had one. I think
I might be a bit... and this is judged. I'm not in this situation. I'm not a Hollywood star, so how would I know? But I actually think I would worry that people judged me for having one more than people judging me for just getting old, because everyone just gets a bit old, don't they?
But then I also love those people in Hollywood that are like, it's a real privilege to get old, and I'm going
for
age gracefully.
Yeah.
Like Julia Roberts still looks amazing, doesn't she?
Has she had some...
as far as I know, she has not had this facelift. But
she just has a magical face.
Oh, but she just is magical, isn't she? Like Mystic Pizza and all like the original rom-coms. So So I just wanted to talk to you about facelifts.
Okay, well, thank you. I
feel like it was a bit one-sided.
I don't really follow Hollywood.
I think it's because maybe I've looked at an Instagram reel at some point.
Oh, and now you're being absolute.
Yeah, and now it's hounding me.
You'll have adverts for turkey neck.
The turkey neck will be gone.
I like your neck.
Thanks, babe.
And I am your friend, so
I know.
I will support you either way.
I appreciate that.
And we are talking about friendships today.
We are. And this is really tricky in midlife, isn't it?
I think so. When I messaged you the other day on this topic and said we should talk about friendships, I sat there and thought a while about friendships that I've had through my life. And it has varied hugely.
Yeah.
And I do think at this stage in life, it has become tricky with some people.
I think it's become tricky, and I think we also may have a little COVID hangover here.
Do we?
Because actually, during COVID, I lost contact with a lot of people because we were all recluses, weren't we?
Yeah.
And then I don't know if I chose not to rekindle friendships, but perhaps I liked the quieter life.
Maybe.
I think I am just, a lot of my older friendships don't light me up in the same way.
Yeah.
Sorry, friends. I do love you.
Well, let's not mention names.
Yeah. These are all the people that I'm dumping. No, I'm not dumping anyone. And I, whenever I see people, I'm always really excited to see them and I love to have a chat. But it's like, would I spend my time with those people?
Yeah. I think people have to serve a purpose in your life. And that's the ultimate thing, isn't it? Yeah. And by that, I mean your spouse, your siblings, your friends, your business partnerships. Everyone has to serve a purpose.
Yeah.
And that purpose might be, we have fun together and I enjoy being around you. And actually, if you get to a stage where you're like, I'm not really sure what we're doing here, and life does change and interests change, political beliefs change, the way you raise your children might be different to the people that you used to enjoy necking Sambuca with. Life goes on. And ultimately, if you have got nothing to say, and I've had that with friends, been really excited to see people and then just been a bit like, I don't really know what to say to you because we're just really different people.
Like there's no common ground anymore. I think, I don't know whether you found it, but when the kids are small, you tend to get a bit of a gaggle of you, don't you?
Yeah.
Because actually you're all in the same boat. You're all going to the same toddler groups. Maybe you're going to the same primary schools. And I know that since my girls have been at secondary school, like a lot of that, like picking up and dropping off, like secondary school isn't like that. They get on the bus.
You don't know the other parents in the class.
Of course you don't.
Actually, we were a bit like that with the kids at prep school. I was never I'm actually not a very sociable person. The more I sit here and think about it, I've never been like, let's go and hang out with the school mums. Yeah. By the way, I am so grateful for the mums in Grace's new school. That's been transformational. But previously, I've just been a bit like, not really that fussed.
Do you think it's because you've got the amount of friends that you need?
Yes.
Because you've got some really good friends.
But I've never had loads and loads of friends. People won't believe this when I tell them. At school, I didn't have loads of friends. I was friends with everyone.
Yes.
Like there was a scary girl at my school and I made sure I was friends with her just to like have on side.
Yeah, yeah.
And then there were like the music girls and then these girls. And I was friends with everyone.
Yeah.
Because I loved art. I loved sport. I loved music. I was into all of the fractions of school. But I never really had a really close group of friends.
But you had a close couple of friends at school?
Yes, but not particularly people that I'm still in touch with. I'm in touch with people in a social media sense that I went to school with.
Yeah.
But the first like really, really good friend that I made was on my first day of university.
Was it?
Yeah.
And is that who you see regularly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My friend Hannah.
Your friend Hannah, yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to guess which one it was. You know, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to offend someone.
She is literally, we walked through the door of my university and she came up. I mean, my parents were delighted because Hannah is like, she's the girl that you want your son to marry or your daughter to go to university with. Good girl, never strays far from the middle. And she was like, hi, I'm Hannah and I'm in D. And I was like, hi, I'm Faye and I'm in B. And then we were like bezies. And lots of other friends came and went, but she was my friend, like...
OG.
Yeah. And I've got those people in life. My other amazing friend, Sam, we met on my 24th birthday. Which is
your birthday present?
She was my birthday present. At the time, she was dating. Do we say dating? Going out with? Whatever. One of Phil's friends who brought her along to my 24th birthday party. And by the end of the night, we were singing Islands in the Stream.
This is your sing-along.
That's my musical for today.
Yeah.
In karaoke. And literally, I knew immediately. I was like... That was like friendship, love at first sight.
That's so wonderful.
And we've been friends forever. And we will be friends forever.
Doesn't she live near you as well?
Yeah. Yeah, she used to live in the same village as me. She lives not far from me now. And I have other good friends.
Yeah.
But I don't have, you know, like some people will have like a group of 20 friends or like that they just know everything about. I just find that exhausting, the concept.
Yeah. I was thinking actually recently, if I had to get married, if I was to get married again and have a wedding, I'd probably only have a guest list of like 10 people. Because actually, when I got married, I had, you know, work colleagues, and I had like people that I would hang out with and uni friends. And now my social circle is quite small. Yeah. I'm quite happy about it.
I like having you as I would put you in my section of newer friends.
Me too. We laugh so much though. Some of the things that we don't talk about on this podcast because they're too naughty.
We must do an episode on waxing.
Like, oh my god, waxing.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I know a lot about your waxing situation.
I don't wax. That's what you know.
Anyway, that's coming up. But you are in my section of newer friendships. Yeah. And I think I got to like maybe 40 and subconsciously thought, well, I don't really need, there's no gaps. I don't look at my diary and think, oh, there's some gaps here for some friends to slot in.
Yeah.
But I think when good people stay, they're really good people.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I meet a lot of people in my world.
Well, and you have a fan club for sure. Because you obviously have generous. If anyone is listening that does not know about the Wedding Business Club, it's one of your core businesses. It's the business that you run. You have 500 members?
Ish.
And you go to an event that Faye's managed, and I'm always behind the scenes, and I'm taking some footage and stuff. Faye has a queue of people that want to talk to you.
We have had queues before. Yeah, the book signing queue was insane.
And so actually, and I think when you run a club like that, a lot of people think they're really good friends with you, and it's quite hard to have your boundaries of like, we know each other, we like each other, and that's great, but we're not bezies.
That is hard, actually.
And I say that to with love for everyone in the Wedding Business Club, because everyone loves you.
I'm lucky because that group of people, like the Wedding Business Club is, I feel like a third child to me, and something miraculous happened when I started that business in that really good people were attracted to it.
Yeah.
Really good, kind people that I enjoy spending my time with.
Yeah.
And so suddenly I've got like this hundreds of new friends, and that's wild. And actually for me, a little bit overwhelming because I think a lot of people assume that I'm an extrovert because I'm not scared to get up on a stage and talk in front of hundreds of people. That just doesn't faze me, never has done. But actually, I find one-on-one quite hard, and the only way I can recharge my batteries is to be alone in silence. For me, spending time with other people doesn't charge my batteries.
No. But would it if you were with Sam? Like if you did something lovely and it just was really soul affirming.
Yes.
That probably would charge your batteries. I think
it would. I still need a lie down.
Yeah. When you're in the situation, especially at your events, you are Faye the coach in that position. You're not just Faye being Faye.
Yeah.
And I know that when I came to one of your treats recently, there was a lot of talk about Instagram and how to build it. And suddenly I was Helen the balance coach rather than just Helen. And I actually found it really overwhelming, as you know.
It is.
And had to like recluse myself because I was like, wait, I'm just here as Helen. Like, this is just a lot for me.
That's the difference between, I think, a friendship and a business relationship is when someone's got expectations of you.
Yeah.
Because your friends will just show up and they'll be like, oh, you were a bit quiet tonight.
Yeah.
And that's fine to be a little bit quiet tonight. Whereas when you've got a business relationship with someone, that is kind of different. Have you ever had a relationship fizzle out knowingly? Not a COVID, like we never rekindled.
Yeah. I think probably not for a long time. I am actually in the process of reigniting friendship.
I thought you were going to say like getting rid of.
Like, Faye, you're dumped. No, I'm in the process of like, I'm aware that I have gaps in my friendship group, in like my desires for friendship. And so I love our friendship because we're both, obviously we've got the business, but we're driven, we're courageous. And I think actually sometimes it can be quite hard to find a friend with common ground.
Yes.
And a lot of the people I know are 9-to-5ers and there is nothing wrong with that. But our perception of the world is quite different.
I agree.
Whereas you and I are quite naughty, but equally we understand business, we understand where we're going. Like, and I would like to think that our conversations are inspiring for each other.
Yeah.
You're like, not really.
No, I'm joking.
But you know, like, because because we're in the area of business. And in fact, I've got a couple of friends that I walk regularly with. That's my favourite thing. Like, if you want to be my friend, ask me for a walk.
Okay.
And I am
noted.
That's all right. We're already friends. You don't need to get past that stage. But I've got quite a new friend.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. Who's moved into the village, who we always got on really well with, but never really spent any time with.
Right.
And now we walk every week and I absolutely love it. And we're like, fun. We get on really well. We've got really common values. We're quite naughty. Because I think people think I'm quite like straight-laced, but actually you know that I'm actually quite naughty. Potty mouth.
She's wild. She's wild.
And so it's really nice.
I love this new friendship idea.
Yeah. And I sort of feel like I've got not slots to fill, but I'm very close to my sisters.
Yes.
So they're very good friends with mine. I've got really amazing, I've got one amazing friend from secondary school, one from uni, a couple from NCT. And it's like, actually, I want to make friendships on my terms. I want to do, like, I'm not interested in going out for dinner much. I'm not interested in like going out for boozy, like, evenings. It's not my vibe.
No.
But like, I love your retreats where we get to all be in our pyjamas and like connect.
Love it. Anything in a jammy.
Anything in a jammy. Anything that I'm in bed by 9, as we know. But like, actually, I guess I am open to new friendships. And I've been feeling like that for a while.
I like this because when you're young, like I met my friend Hannah at university and that was just luck.
Yeah.
It was just luck. On a list somewhere, they put me and her in a flat together.
Yeah.
And actually we were in a flat, 4 girls, 4 boys.
Ooh.
And I don't speak to anybody else. So it could have been that I don't speak to anyone. So it was just luck. And it just so happens that our lives have evolved in a way that are complementary to each other.
Yeah.
When you're 5 and you meet someone at prep school, like it's luck whether you get on with them. And then it's even more luck if your lives evolve.
Yeah.
But when you're little, you're all just sort of...
Of course. Did you go to prep school?
No.
Just your kids went to
Just the kids, yeah.
Fancy.
Well, that's what I'm thinking of, them little tykes.
But the thing is, everyone is your friend as a kid, aren't they? It's like, you know, when you do your kids' parties.
You have your party and all of your friends come.
And there's 25 of them.
And there they are, all at the birthday party.
Yeah, and everyone comes to everyone's birthday party.
Everyone comes to everyone.
But isn't it nice to be in a place in adulthood to go, do you know what, I'm going to make the friends that I really want to make.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be picky and I'm going to take my time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to enjoy the process. For a while, when I was like thinking about extending my circle, I was like, this is just really scary. Like, no one will want to be my friend. Like, isn't it weird in your 40s to look for new friends? You're frowning. But like,
I'm actually thinking it's totally not.
Exactly.
But nobody says it out loud, do they?
And it's like, how do you make friends in your 40s? Because your kids are at secondary school. So you don't see parents.
Hobbies.
Well, I don't have a hobby that I see people.
I don't know how you make friends. Is there a dating app for...
I think there is, actually.
Yeah.
I actually think one one of the things that I am really intrigued by is friendships with people who are either significantly older than you or significantly younger than you. There's like a new rise of recognizing that friendships don't have to be within the same age category.
I totally agree with that.
Which wouldn't it be, obviously, because both my parents are passed now, like I'd love to befriend like a woman in her like late 60s who's lived amazing life and, you know, just super interesting and wants to go for a cup of coffee.
Do you have any grandparents?
No, they've all gone.
Yeah. So it's like hire a granny type thing.
Well, I do have a lovely aunt. I have to say, Auntie Sue's wonderful.
Auntie Susan.
Auntie Sue. She's lovely.
Auntie Sue. Shout out Auntie Sue.
Big up Auntie
But it's a bit like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hire a grandma.
Hire a grandma, or even befriend someone who's a bit younger than you that just has a different life vision. Would you have a friend who is either significantly older or significantly younger?
I would have one that's significantly older. I'm trying to think about how I'd feel about one younger, and I don't.
I think that's harder.
Pricklies.
I also think
would I feel threatened by them?
That those friendships,
with their young skin.
With your young skin and your less saggy neck. Would it be that those friendships are easier to develop in a work situation? Like if you had a team,
yes,
or if you worked in an office, you are more likely, aren't you, to meet. I'm going to say an office junior. That makes me sound about 300. But, you know, like someone who's just come into the company, or maybe someone who is a director.
Yeah, maybe.
I think maybe that's easier.
Do you know what? I'm remembering a friend that I had when I had a proper job. I had an older friend.
Did you?
Yeah. She came to my wedding.
Did she?
Yeah.
How much older was she?
I'm just trying to think. So when I was 25, she was probably 45.
Oh, so yeah.
Maybe 40.
Yeah. Old.
And we got on so well. We went to Las Vegas.
Did you?
Yeah, because we won a work trip.
Did you?
Yeah.
Do you ever wish that you worked for someone else sometimes?
Sometimes. Get a free trip to Vegas. I had to work my butt off to qualify for that. But we went to Vegas together. She came to my I've lost touch with her. And that's just because our lives went on, I guess.
Yeah. And also, sometimes people come in and out of your chapters of life, don't they?
Do you know who is brilliant at friendships? And that is my mum. I
really want to meet. I want to call her Mrs. Cornhill, but she's not Cornhill, is she?
That's weird. No, she is Mrs. Martin.
Mrs. Martin. Could we bring her on?
Oh my God.
Would she come and join us?
She would. We'd never get her out. It would go on.
We'd love that though. And Josh would just have to keep waving at us.
He'd wave. He'd be like, Jen.
2 hours.
Pipe it down, love. She has so many friends. And like, I'm not sure I've ever actually really thought about this, but she picks she's got waifs and strays coming in all the time.
But does she enjoy that energetic response?
She does. She does. And I'll tell you why, and she wouldn't mind me saying this. Part of my mum's makeup is to feel needed.
Got it. Yeah.
And she loves to be helpful and serve a purpose for other people. That's just who she is.
And does she get something from the friendships, or does she just
the feeling of being needed?
Is she a nurse? Have I made that up?
No, my sister's a nurse, and my mum should have been a nurse.
Yeah.
She would have been an amazing nurse. I am not like my mum and sister. I know. I can tell by the look on your face. You're like, you were cut from a different cloth.
No, I think you have quite a pragmatic approach to a lot of things.
Yes, and I have that to friendships as well.
But even in your WhatsApps, they're funny. So I'm always like...
I feel like you're making me out to be bad. I'm going to ban you from talking now.
Okay.
I'm the one with the cousin. Say what you're going to say. Say what you're going to say.
I feel like I mean this in a really lovely way. I feel like our WhatsApps were quite pragmatic to begin with, and now they're quite warm.
Oh, I've warmed up.
Yeah. I mean that in a really flattering way, because I think that, yes, this is a business exchange, but also we are building our friendship, aren't we?
Yeah.
Like, we're relatively new. You were saying before, we're still in the new friendship bit.
Yeah.
So, and there are things that you don't know about me and I don't know about you, and we're learning that stuff, but you are definitely warming up to those things, and I really like that. I can see that you're making a real effort to meet me how I WhatsApp, because obviously I've always put kisses at the end, and
I do love a kiss. I accidentally did that the other day.